morning, everybody. How are you? So, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. So, this morning, I've decided I'm going to do a retro react, courtesy of the channel Meandering Thoughts, who posted a video, and this is over 2 years ago, called Foodie Beauty, Chantal, and Nads 6 and 7 Trouble in Paradise. So, this particular live stream that Chantal did 2 years ago, this was when she first started seeing Natter. And you're going to see a lot of her obsessive behavior with Natter. I'm doing this because Chantal's current content is quite boring. She did a mukbang and posted it this morning, and I took a peek at it. It's just her eating a bunch of food really she shouldn't be eating. And there's no interesting commentary. It's just her literally eating food and talking about food. And I'm also doing this for anyone that maybe you're coming on my channel, you're new to the foodieverse, you've heard about Crackhead Olympics and all the things that happened, but because Chantal has deleted anything pre-hijabi off of her channel, the only place you're going to find this material relating to her time with Natter is going to be the clip channels and the reaction channels, because it's completely gone off her channel. So I want to sit here and do this retro react for those who might be interested in the goings on during that time period. So again, thank you for posting this, Meandering Thoughts. I'm going to go ahead and react to it and give my thoughts. So let's just get into it, shall we? Okay, just making sure I am where I need to be. And let's go.
But I have been live every single day, so I missed you too. I hope you enjoyed your break. I did. I've been having a great time. So I'm allowed to have a non-public life. I've been beezing? Not really beezing, but
And please take note that she's in a room with full sunlight coming down on her face. And look how big her pupils are. She's under the influence of something, because normally in full light your pupils dilate because they don't need so much light. So she might have been taking something here.
you guys were worried I got kidnapped. Elsie, you had us all worried sick. I ordered dinner. I'm so hungry. Well, I don't know. My stomach feels queasy. Like I haven't been feeling that great since my last injection of like the Ozempic. I was just like, this one was just worse. Like I've been throwing up like bad. Is that normal?
So again, for more context, Chantal expressed the desire that she wanted to lose weight. And I believe it's her mother that was taking the Ozempic or had taken the Ozempic. And due to the fact that Mama Soro had not just taken the Ozempic, but followed it up with diet and exercise, she did lose weight. I've heard that on Ozempic, you can lose a little bit of weight, like up to 20 pounds or so. Chantal needs to lose more than that. Even during this time period over 2 years ago, she needed to lose more than 20 pounds. But I guess due to her mother's success with Ozempic, she thought she'd try it. Here's the problem. Chantal had and still has an ongoing problem with food. And if you take Ozempic and then you overdo it with the food, yes, it's going to make you feel nauseous. And for that reason, plus the fact that Ozempic is very expensive, it's not something cheap that you could acquire, she decided to stop taking it. So after the Ozempic came her next solution for losing weight, and that was doing very high amounts of Coca-Cola. Not the kind in a can, the other kind. And she lost about 70 pounds doing the Coca-Cola. And the side effects of the Coca-Cola was she was able to stay up all night and up all day and be very talkative and be very alert. And the Coca-Cola, it short-circuited her thoughts of food. She's got a very strong problem with food. Because it's so powerful, it would take something equally as powerful to make her not want to eat. So she was taking the Coca-Cola. She did a live stream after this one, not directly after this one, But she did a live stream, which she quickly deleted, which she confessed to having a serious habit with it and doing, I believe it was $3,000 or $4,000 worth of the white Coca-Cola. But yeah, so she didn't have any success with the Ozempic because she was willing to diet and exercise along with it. So she turned to something else, which was far worse.
Side effects. Yeah, it can be. Me too. Oh my god. And because like I wasn't able to really eat, it was just like dry heaving. That's the worst feeling. I hate that. Oh my god. So I'm like, am I dying? Like, what's going on? I'm kind of tired, guys. I just feel like crap. I just feel fucking shit. Like I feel hungover.
And I have to wonder if maybe if she's having the side effects of Ozempic, she's saying nausea, she was dry heaving. Is it because, Chantal, you were taking the Ozempic, but also doing party favors on top of that? Maybe the two substances were just interacting badly with each other? Is that why?
Over, and I'm not. Yeah, I had on hills. I know you guys. I didn't realize Kim Love. Like I haven't been checking my comments, and I was like, approved them, and everyone's like, "Where's Chantal?" No, Telly is still there. The television. It's okay. So yeah, I spent some time with a certain somebody at their place, and yeah, um, Pete's didn't get his groceries yet. No, he didn't. But we will be doing that. Actually, I'm going to be spending the night with Pete's tonight, and we're going to just clean the house. Bruises are still healing. I did miss you guys.
Yeah, so Chantal would, in the beginning, she started out just spending a couple of days at a time with Natter. And then that just became her spending a week or 2 weeks over at his place. And she would leave Pete's in charge of taking care of the cats, although they were her pets. And it wasn't as if Gatineau and Ottawa were far apart and she couldn't simply go back home. She just didn't want to. So leaving Pete's in charge of taking care of BBJ and Sam, and unfortunately, he's not the kind of person that he is on top of the pet care. He came on stream and reported that the cat boxes hadn't been changed in 3 months. They were completely filthy, absolutely filthy.
I did. I missed you guys. Hi, Eric.
And yet, when she went over to Natter's place, she wouldn't live stream at first. She didn't live stream. I don't know if it's because she didn't want anybody seeing what she was doing with Natter, or in the beginning, Natter was just like, no, I don't want your camera on. But whenever she was home and saying, I missed you guys, it wasn't about her missing anybody. It was about Natter just had his fill of Chantal, and it could only take her in very short intervals, unless she paid him. Then he could tolerate her for longer.
Kind of tired and feeling crappy. You know? Oh, Emmeline, am I sad? No, I'm just pensive and blah.
And this was the way she was during the whole Natter Crackhead Olympics era. She would be absolutely elated when he would call and say, you're allowed to come over, bring some groceries, some party favors, maybe some liquor. She would be absolutely elated. She would put on her makeup, do a get ready with me, put on her lingerie, put lotion on herself, and she was up and out the door. Cared about nothing else but that. But then the moments when Natter just had his fill and he wanted some peace and quiet and sent her home, she would come home and do this. She would just be kind of mopey and dopey and like, I don't know what to do with myself, rather than take some personal time and take care of personal affairs. But this was Chantal all the time. She would sit there and come on camera and say, I am so incredibly depressed. But yet it was seen that depression was selective, because as soon as he called, she was brightening up and leaving, which if you're someone and you dealt with depression, which is very serious and very debilitating, you can't snap out of it that fast if it's real.
Yeah. Um, Low energy, yeah. Pete's trusted me to get the groceries. Being yourself has made my channel blow up. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, people are like resubscribing the ones I lost anyways, some of them. So, whatever. I mean, that happens, right? Like, So, yeah, I'm sure I'll feel okay. I just need to anyway, so yeah, I spent like the past couple of nights, and I don't know, I guess I have to like um so I did spend the last couple of nights with you know who, and so um yeah, uh I don't know what else to say really. Just getting to know somebody more and more, it changes your perception of them, and I think hanging out with somebody one on one is a lot better, definitely. Um, Completely straight is a lot better too, and just
Yeah, okay. Her and Natter could not stand each other unless there was party favors involved or liquor. He could not raw dog Chantal. He just couldn't. That's why she always made a point to go to the outhouse and get some party favors or stop at the liquor store or get some groceries before she showed up. Because there's an entrance fee into Club Natter. You can't just go in there empty handed. If he doesn't enjoy your company, you have to bring something to persuade him to let you in the door. But they could not deal with each other raw. I mean, she could deal with him, but he couldn't deal with her. So she would go over there with the party favors, and because he was perhaps under the influence and more relaxed, he could deal with Chantal. But the moment those party favors ran out, there was no more, and they were both sober, he would kick her out. As a matter of fact, I remember one particular live stream that she did over at Natter's place. It was the next morning after partying all night, and he literally looked at her and said, "Why are you still here?" Ouch. Also, can I please point out that in the beginning, do you guys see anything that points in the direction of him being an abusive person? I mean, there's nothing here. There's no fear, no her being scared or intimidated or heeding on the side of caution. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She would sing praises about Natter. And it was only when she was mad at him for something like not picking up the phone or not being able to come over, suddenly the language would change to where he was an abusive person, using her platform and her audience as a means to get back at him or try to control him.
hanging out and talking, and I like somebody I can talk to for hours and get to know them, like so it was really really nice. And but I mean, I have a life, right? Like here, I have my house. I can't neglect that. We have to do all the litter boxes today and clean. I have a cat hair in my eye. I am exhausted. I know.
Chantal unfortunately did not do everything that she's saying that she does do. If she had been on top of her housework, then the place would not have been a filthy, disgusting pigsty. But it was. There are shots of her bedroom, past live streams. Like, she can't walk a straight line from the bedroom door to her desk, walking over things, a disgusting feeding area for the cats. Garbage so thick and so horrible on her floor that she would use a garden rake to rake it up. Uh, Twice when she had to clean her bedroom or somebody else cleaned it for her, there were 9 lawn bags of trash that were picked up. 9 out of a small bedroom. She also bragged about mummified food in her makeup drawer. There were constant fruit flies. there was rotting food in the fridge, and that happened more than once. She even said the food was so badly decomposed in her fridge that you could smell the stink even with the door closed. Yeah, that's the conditions that Chantal lived in. And those are the conditions that her cats also lived in.
I also don't sleep well if I'm not at my house, right? um, but yeah, so uh, I mean, it is nice like having somebody to cuddle with and sleep with. I did miss that, you know. Um,
I'm sorry. With everything that we know about Natter, does he look like the cuddle type to you? I can't see it. I really can't see it. He doesn't strike me as that let's cuddle for a while type.
oh, Sam, Lucky's a chubby youth. Where'd he go? Yeah, hi. She's like, you didn't see me. I want all the treats you owe me. Yeah, I deleted the taco live because I feel like, I kind of judged a little bit. So I just don't.
Okay, so here's a caption. I don't know exactly what Taco Bell stream that she might be referring to, but Meandering Thoughts gives some context. Meandering Thoughts says, seems like she told him, talking about Natter, about her YouTube channel. He saw the stream from yesterday and didn't like it. There is trouble in paradise. So in the beginning, Natter wanted nothing to do with YouTube. He didn't want to be mentioned on YouTube. He didn't want anybody knowing his name. He didn't want to be shown at all. And I guess in this stream that's being mentioned, she did talk a little bit too much. And this was something that constantly happened. Like he wanted to be kept private, and she would insist on letting things out about him. And whenever she did, it would get her in trouble with Natter. And then she would have to come on stream and apologize. There was even an occasion where she deliberately showed Natter's name on her phone. And because of that, the people on the kiwi farms, they did some digging and found out who Natter was.
I don't know what to say because I don't want to like. I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna go. I don't know what's gonna happen.
So, you know what? If you are just getting to know someone, you just started talking to them, you're still in the getting to know you phase. They don't know you, you don't know them. You know, you're kind of getting a feel of each other. You shouldn't pressure them or try to control them and push them into a automatic relationship, which is exactly what you tried to do in many different ways. You went out and you bought yourself your own engagement ring and took engagement photos. Although the two of you were never engaged, you just bought a ring and thought because you posted those photos that you could push Natter into being in a relationship with you, that he would just give in to society pressure, which didn't happen. You referred to him many times as your boyfriend when he never was. I mean, you did the most. You did the absolute most. You thought you could just wear him down and control him little by little to where he would just give in and give you what you wanted. But here's the thing, Chantal, bad boys are bad boys for a reason. And try as you might, you could try your hardest, there's no taming or controlling a bad boy. There just is not going to happen. If they want to change, they will change on their own without provocation, without outside influence, because they look inside themselves and say, hey, I don't want to be this person anymore. Not because you tell them, stop being bad and just be with me. No, you got to leave a person alone to do their own personal changes. But you were under the impression at this time that if you threw money at him, that he would be under your control. And Natter figured out, you being the thirsty, love hungry female that you are, that he could manipulate your need for love and make it profitable for him. And that's exactly what he did. Because if you had gotten control of him, he wouldn't have gotten half of what he got out of you. He always made sure to keep you at arm's length. And you're a person, you're a sore loser. You don't like to lose. You looked at him as a challenge. The more he said no, the more you're determined to make him say yes. So he would do little things to keep you, in a sense, under his control and keep you pumping out the money, even going so far as to have Dee Dee come over to the house. If she was there, you would feel jealous and insecure and intimidated, and you'd want her gone. So you would throw more money at Natter to make her get gone. So, in a conniving, scammy sort of way, he knew how to play you.
Um, I don't know if they'll ever. I don't know. I just how can I say it? Like, what if these people I'm telling you guys about?
Yeah, and that's another thing. So, Meandering Thoughts says here, and she's very awkward and self aware because she knows he is watching. And that's something that happened a lot too. She would do live streams, and it wasn't so much about talking to the audience. She did it for him, to communicate with him. If he wasn't picking up the phone, she would do things knowing he was going to watch. So many of her live streams were not so much for the audience members or, oh, I miss you guys. It was about reaching out to Natter if he didn't want to talk to her on the phone.
About watch sometime, basically, like, so.
That's why she's look at her demeanor, like acting like a schoolgirl, almost like twitching around, withering around, like look at that expression on her face, the joy. I know he's watching, so I'm just going to play it up. She's doing this for him, not for anybody else. I mean, she does get the bonus of getting the views and making the money off of it, but this was strictly for Natter's benefit.
I can dag on hills like with enough pillows, so that's what I've been doing. Weekend adventures. The more time I spend, the more I know about the person, and it's just us. Yeah, I do have a likeness there, so it just feels like when I go over there, it's like a different kind of like a different life, and then like now it's like this is my life here. You can jinx yourself. He's been inside your hole. Who cares? The CPAP, I told him about that today.
One of Chantal's main problems is that she's got nothing going on in her personal life. Absolutely nothing. She has no hobbies, no interests, no schedule of anything that she has to get done during the day. So she looks towards other people, not just for her identity, because she has none of her own, but also to keep her busy and to keep her entertained. That's part of the reason why she was so nuts when it came to not being around Natter. Like, she would just go home and there would be a sense of, I don't know what to do with myself, when there's plenty to do. She could have cleaned her house. She could have taken care of her cats, scheduled some vet visits, all of that. But her main excitement came from being in a different environment and around a different person and partying with them. But when she would go home, it's like, now what? Absolutely, now what? And during this time period, if she wanted to be lazy, she could have done it the right way. She had the money. She could have hired maids to do all the cleaning, have somebody make pre-prepared healthy meals for her that she just sticks in the microwave. I mean, if you want to be lazy, that's the way to do it. If there's something that you don't want to do, there are other people out there that they'll be happy to do it if you hire them to do so for a wage. So she could have had her entire place spotless, healthy food, all of that, not lifted a finger, but she didn't do it. She left her entire life go to ruin.
Not bring your CPAP because it's not sexy. I think it's so.
Imagine that, being someone that you have problems with your breathing at night, sleeping. You know you need your CPAP machine. It is mandatory because if you don't have it, if you got sleep apnea, you could literally DIE. You could stop breathing because she's like, oh, it's not sexy. She didn't want to bring her CPAP over to his place. Risky behavior, dumb behavior.
Hard because I don't think people who meet me in real life realize, oh my God, and this gives you the burps, this injection. Oh my God, the gas. Whenever you meet somebody and you tell, you have your life and you meet somebody.
Girl, I don't know what you're on, but you just can't sit still. Look at her. She just cannot sit still and relax and talk to people. She is, are you tweaking? Look, I'm just asking a question. Like, you are just, something's going on. Like, she just can't sit still.
New and they're in your life and you're a public figure. It's really it's hard to like start bringing in that like conversation of like, well, do you want to be in videos, do you want to be part of this? Because like honestly, I don't really want him to be in videos and stuff because just people will eat it up you know and not be nice, and I don't want that for him.
And then she proceeds to make an entire channel for Natter. An entire channel. She even said so in one live stream that she created the channel for him. She set it up for him. She filmed all of the content. She made the thumbnails. She taught him a little bit about YouTube, although she did not teach him how to do his own content and do his own thumbnails, which she easily could have done, because she wanted to keep him completely codependent on her so that he could not get rid of her. On the surface, it looks like she's being nice to Natter. Oh, I like you, so I'm going to help you out, help you gain another income. Here, let me set up the channel and I'll show you what to do and you can just make money on your own. On the surface, it looks like she's being nice. But Chantal's brand of nice is not truly coming from the heart nice. It is transactional. I give to you, you give more back to me. She made his channel and the content and the thumbnails as a means of being clingy and control, to where he would always call upon her and he would always need her and he would never be able to get rid of her. To be fair, though, after the channel was set up, Natter could have learned what to do on his own, but he never did. I think it's because aside from her doing the videos and the thumbnails, he was also getting the money benefits, having his groceries bought for him. And trust me, she bought so much in the way of groceries. She spent so much money. He ate better than Fraudy. She would spend hundreds of dollars on his groceries. And then she'd sit there and eat cheap junk fast food. So YouTube aside, he got lots of other benefits. So the money was good. The benefits were good. So he tolerated it for a while.
So, but at the same time, I think it would be cool to like maybe do some videos together once in a while. Like,
So on one side, she's saying, I don't want him on YouTube. I know he's going to catch heat because of me. I know I should leave him off of YouTube. But Chantal's always wanted like a couple co-pilot type of situation. She tried this with Pete's. Her and Pete moved in together. He had a job. He was making money. She was after him for the longest time to quit his job and just do YouTube with her. And then when something happened to Pete's job and he started doing YouTube stuff with Chantal, the energy was awkward because Pete is a very introverted person. He's not someone he's really comfortable with YouTube. So she tried to do stuff with him, but the energy just was not there. And now here she is again. She wants Natter to come on YouTube, again, as a means of control. She wants the attention of a man being next to her on the channel. She wants people to say, here's my friend, blah, blah, blah. So always looking for someone to be her co-pilot. I think it's because back in the day, she realized that she herself on her own is boring. So the more people you add to the Chantal play, the more plot lines that can happen, the more interest. So she was seriously on the hunt for someone that can add the interest to her channel and keep it going.
Like he's a chef, right? So that would be cool, like for videos and stuff. And I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, guys, I don't know. My mood seems off. Yeah, I'm like I said, I don't feel good. Um, it might be too early, yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do is just have a bit of a life. I would keep it private. Yeah. I told him I'm a YouTuber, and I showed him.
There we go. So Natter does not know Chantal from a hole in the ground. She meets up with a person. She puts that on the table immediately. Hi, I'm Foodie Beauty and I'm a YouTuber. She does that with everyone. And then she turns right around and says, oh, I can't trust anybody. I can't make friends. It'd be very easy to make friends if you present yourself as yourself versus your YouTube identity. If nobody knows about your identity, then how can they come on YouTube and comment or expose you for something? So she's just getting to know Natter. She does not really know him. She's not spent months around him and then reveals she's on YouTube. She's just throwing that on the table. And why? Because she's hoping to seduce him with the number of people on her channel and her money. Like that's her form of seduction. Let me just throw the money on the table and entice you with it. And maybe you might want to be my co-pilot versus saying, hi, I'm Chantal and these are the things that I do. And hey, let's get to know each other. Nope. Throwing the money and the YouTube channel on the table as a selling point.
For my channel and stuff, like a couple live streams. But I realize, like, I talk about these people, like, they're because they're part of my life, and that's what I do. I share my life with you guys, and that it would probably be really weird for somebody just to know that you're being talked about. So I kind of felt like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, and then maybe in the future, you know, yeah, because like whenever I was like before. Remember the last time, I think it was the taco video. I deleted in case they ever see it.
I also want to point out something important. So anyone who was around during that time period, Natter and Chantal, they went at each other really viciously, constantly threatening one another. Here's an important point of note. Since Chantal created Natter's channel, even after she came forward and said he was abusive, all those claims about him being abusive, she could have yeeted his channel. She could have removed it entirely, just erased the whole thing. She brags all the time about being an Aries, and Aries, according to her, are wrathful, although I'm sure anybody watching this video that you happen to also be an Aries, you wouldn't claim Chantal, and I don't blame you. But always talking all the time about how wrathful she is. And yet, when it comes to Natter, she didn't pull the trigger, in a matter of speaking. She didn't eat his channel. She didn't throw one single solitary strike. And for his part, Natter, he's never gone after Chantal the way that he could have. He's gone after other reaction channels and clip channels and thrown strikes and privacy violations, but he's never gone after Chantal. So these two people that allegedly hate each other, they got a lot of beef, they got a lot of heat. Isn't it strange that they'll throw heat at other people, but not each other? Even with Chantal claiming to be a victim, oh, he hurt me so much, he was so abusive. Then if he was really abusive, why haven't you crossed that red line? Why haven't you gone after him the way that you could have? You go after other people who have never done you any kind of physical wrong, but this person who allegedly did this physical wrong, you haven't touched him. And isn't it also strange that recently, not once, but twice, Natter's popped up with some mysterious groceries. Yeah, grocery hauls. Something that Chantal used to do for Natter. She used to buy his groceries. Isn't that strange? One of the hauls, he got groceries and edibles something that she likes. I wonder where those came from.
We're gonna say they. It's so weird talking about like relationships that are new, and I don't know if you know.
Oh, you can see where her mind is going already. She's doesn't even know Natter, just getting to know him, and already she's in the term relationship. Until you really get to know a person, there is no relationship. You're just feeling them out. They're feeling you out. It's not a relationship yet. But that's where her mind goes. If she locks her eyes on a guy that she likes and she's fascinated with, suddenly it becomes a relationship. And she goes all in. She sets her sights on you. You're in the crosshairs. You're the target. And she's going to pursue you. And that's what happened during this era. She pursued Natter. Natter never pursued her. He just let her pursue him, and he reaped all of the financial benefits of such. And she never got him. And if you want my opinion, I think the whole thing with her and Salah, that was a getting back at you situation. She couldn't have Natter. Natter was with Dee Dee. So in order to get back at Natter, to throw salt in his face, in a way, she hooked up with Salah. She found somebody who was younger than herself, maybe a bit more attractive than Natter. She was maybe hoping to triangulate the two men against each other in order to get to the original target, which was Natter. By putting Salah in the mix, maybe she hoped that Natter would buckle under and say, okay, 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 I'll be with you. And it never happened. And all the misery that she has experienced in Kuwait, which was her own making, her own fault, came because she could not have what she wanted. She wanted Natter. She settled for Salah. And anybody who's ever settled for anything in their life was never, ever happy.
No, of course I do what I want to do. Nobody controls me. If you know me, you know that. I'm okay, Daytona. I'm okay. I just have I have a lot on my mind. I do have a lot on my mind, so that's probably what you're noticing. Um I did tell him about my YouTube. He asked me, and I was like, "So what do you?"
He didn't ask you that question. How would he know? I'm, I can't imagine the conversation. Like, what would bring that up? Did he ask her, what do you do for a living? Because that's a common question. What do you do for a living? In that moment, she could have she's a liar. She could have lied and said, oh, I just do internet marketing or something. She didn't have to say exactly what she did, but she did. She could have lied. But in that moment, she was being rarely honest. And why was she doing that? She was doing that deliberately, throwing it on the table to entice him and seduce him. And it worked. It absolutely worked because he's as greedy and stupid as Chantal.
You do, you know. So, um, yeah, it's hard. It is hard. It's just I showed him a couple of videos. He just wanted like an example of what I do. Thank you, Vera.
So not only did she tell him about her YouTube channel, she showed it to him. Maybe hoping that he would watch her or get more enticed by her. Theory. I think the reason why Chantal throws her channel out there and the mention of her channel out there is because she has no redeeming qualities. None. And she's morally bankrupt. There's nothing else that she could use about herself that would appeal to another person. There's nothing of value here. So the only thing she has of value is her channel and what she makes on her channel. There's nothing else you can use to seduce a man or appeal to a man. So let's just throw the money on the table, especially in front of somebody like Natter that loves money.
Um, it's just I don't know what I can tell you about him and what I can't. You know, I learned his life, like it's
So, what about this conversation of we talk for hours? She told us earlier we talk for hours. If you plan on coming back to your channel and you want to mention him, shouldn't there be a conversation of, is there anything that I can't say about you on my channel? Like what's okay and what's not okay? I don't want to give away all your secrets. I don't want to say too much and make you angry in case you happen to see me. What are the boundaries here? Establish the boundaries. I mean, not just with Natter, but that goes for anyone on YouTube. If you want to talk about a person, shouldn't you have that conversation of, would you mind if I mentioned you? Would you prefer that I use an anonymous name? What's okay to discuss? That way, no one is getting bothered, doesn't want to be bothered. So she's got this new person in her life that she's starting to care about or getting to know. Establish the boundaries. You know, if they say, I want these things kept private, then keep them private. And that way you won't get in trouble.
crazy to me. Like I don't know what I can share and what I can't. I don't want to just start talking about stuff, you know? So I want to talk to him first, but oh man, like we stayed up like all day. Like from like got up at like stayed in bed. Oh, it's so nice just like staying in bed and like cuddling and then like doing whatever.
I don't think they cuddled. I think they were up all night partying and then burnt out hours later and just laying in bed. And it was later revealed that Chantal slept on a dirty mattress on the floor. Didn't even sleep in bed with Natter. She slept on a dirty mattress on the floor next to the bed. That was her sleeping place.
He didn't really have a reaction. He was just like, "Oh, okay, cool." He's like, you know, I can tell you are smitten. Um, so well, yeah, I think so. To a degree.
Oh, God. Almost 40-year-old woman, and she's getting to know a person and automatically smitten. This is not a 16-year-old we're talking about. This is not even an 18-year-old we're talking about. We're talking about a woman who's in her 30s, her late 30s, being smitten. Ugh. And then we saw Natter and we're like, what?
You know, but I know I already told. I know that's why I'm like, why did I do that? That's Marissa.
And here's the thing, Chantal, if Natter were equally smitten, this should have been your first clue. If he were as smitten and taken with you as you were with him, why was he having you pay for everything? I mean, the fact that he was having you pay for everything, that was your first clue. That he did not like you, nor love you, nor wanted to love you. Because when you feel love for somebody, love is given for free, right? You're not making the other person pay for that love. But every single time you saw Natter, money and gifts were involved. And then later on, he went on to be with Dee Dee. Dee Dee didn't have to pay. She wanted to come over. He let her over with no entrance into Club Natter. He only made you pay because he didn't like you. He just tolerated you.
So does he
And obviously, the price of tolerance with her is very high.
understand what a YouTuber is, or do you think he'll well watch you? He's not technologically savvy at all. So, like, he doesn't really.
She says that, but he had an iPhone, which he worked just fine. Later on, he got an iPad, which he worked just fine. He was on single sites just fine. So she's trying to say, oh, he's not tech savvy. Well, he was tech savvy enough that he was on all these single sites seeking out other women, right? And if he's watching you on YouTube, obviously he knows how to do that.
Really, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm being careful what I say. Yes, internet. Let's be careful what I say. But like I said, at the same time, I know you guys want to know, right? So, anyway.
You know, Chantal, when it comes to having somebody in your personal life, the most respectful thing you can do is keep your mouth shut. If you care about them, if you have a YouTube channel and you know you get a lot of heat, you can show respect and love to the people you care about by keeping your big mouth shut. And you never did because you just could not keep it shut. And that got you in so much trouble.
Hey, I haven't been live in 2 days. People were like, yeah.
Yeah, I know people were worried about you. They were worried about you and they were messaging me about it.
Whatever. I do what I want.
Well, we got the wrong order.
What is it? It's not pizza?
Nope, it's green chicken. Mad radish.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Oh, sorry.
For someone named Karen.
I'll be back. I'm so sorry. I swore like that, guys.
She gets the hangry.
The difference of then and now, like before, she was like using the F word and covering her mouth. Now the F bombs just come out of her mouth these days without a second thought.
They gave us, instead of pizza, they delivered a salad for a girl named Karen. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Of course, freaking Karen wants a salad. God damn it, Karen.
I'm going to go get ketchup because I like ketchup on my pizza.
You're a goddamn weirdo.
Stop saying goddamn. I'm censoring myself. Yeah, I'm censoring myself now. Just for the moment until I find out more about. Thanks, Pete.
Ah, you catch that part? I'm censoring myself until I find out, and then she trails off. That was something that she did with Salah in the beginning. Like, she is starting to get to know Nader. She doesn't know how he feels about her use of profanity. So she's going to censor herself until she figures out, is he okay with her swearing? Again, tailoring herself for the men in her life versus just doing what she wants to do. Yep, patterns.
So you can just be on the sidelines. I'm just joking.
Yeah, apparently I don't get to be on camera.
Hi, Kelly. Have you get your groceries yet?
No.
How's Beeson?
Yeah. I've not seen Mortal Kombat yet.
No, nothing's official. Not or anything like that. Right now, I'm just spending time with somebody, enjoying their company. I am acting different, but I'm trying to be careful about what I say until I know what I can say. Basically.
Again, tailoring herself for a man. You're just getting to know the person, and already they have an influence over you. If you want a successful relationship, whether it's a friendship or something else, you got to be yourself. You can't just tailor yourself based on who you got a crush on at the moment. But it's in the beginning, and she's concerned about Nader and how he feels, and letting what he wants and what he's okay with dominate who she is as a person.
So yeah, I know you guys want to know all about it. Like, I'm kind of embarrassed. That's why, because if he watches this, he's gonna be like, "Wow, this is weird. You're talking about us."
Yeah, there is no us. You're getting to know a person. There is no us. The terms that she's used already, relationship, us, like she's already got her mind made up where this is going to go. And worse, she's not consenting him to see how he feels. Like, how do you feel about me? Do you think we might be in a relationship? Are you open to falling in love? No, she's already made up her mind, and that's it. Selfish way of thinking.
I don't know. Respecting his privacy. Well, yeah, I mean, I did tell you guys a lot of stuff already that maybe, probably shouldn't. I do all that a lot,
Apologies for her eating during this retro react. I'm here for the commentary.
Too late for that. True. You guys are beezers. You think I want to introduce anybody in my personal life to you guys?
Yep, absolutely, because you've always wanted to brag about having a man around. Got to have a man around of one type or the other. You don't like doing things by yourself. You look at being single as the worst thing ever. Like, oh my God, I'm single and I don't have a man. How horrible. It's not so horrible if you like your own company and if you're busy. And especially if you're a person and you know you've got to devote some time to working on yourself. Like if you look inward and you say to yourself, I got a lot of work to do. And relationships take a lot of work and a lot of focus. And I need to work on me first. That's a mature, intelligent decision. That shows emotional maturity and intelligence. When you take inventory of yourself and you say, I gotta work on me for a while so I can be the best me I can be. And then maybe once I get to that point, then it might be appropriate for a relationship. But Chantal's never looked inward and worked on herself. It's always about finding some other person and devoting everything, all of her resources, all of her money, all of her time onto that other person because she doesn't want to fix herself. She doesn't like the idea of fixing herself and making herself better. It's always like, let me just put my eyesight on somebody else so I don't have to look at me.
I'm just kidding. I started my channel because he asked me what I do. I was being honest.
The TV is broken.
I didn't tell them that.
Oh, Pete's got in trouble right there. Excuse me, pardon me for a moment. Pardon me. Yeah, Pete's got in trouble right there for saying that the TV is broken. So for those who weren't around at the time period, what happened? Let me explain what happened. So Chantal had a TV in her bedroom, or was it the living room, that she took over to Natter's place so they could watch TV because Natter didn't have a TV. So she took the TV over to his place and something happened. The TV got broken. But Pete was not supposed to reveal that. And that's why she had that immediate reaction like, nobody knew that. Look at that look. Like you had to say that, didn't you? Yeah, had to say that. You just had to blurt that out. She's not happy with Pete right now. Because nobody knew that until he said something. And she wasn't going to tell us.
Jerk ass, let it fall and break. A perfectly good TV that was not going to any use in this house.
It's very flimsy.
It was. It is a small. It was a flimsy TV. I'm not honestly surprised that it fell over.
And that's Pete's trying to cover it up. Oh, it was a flimsy TV. It was no big deal. Because he knows if he doesn't fix it, he's going to get in trouble with Chantal later.
Yeah, it fell over. Like it still it won't turn on at all. Like it turns on, but there's no image. Spill the tea. The TV. Shut the fuck up. I'm just joking.
Yeah, it's just like it wasn't being used here. So it honestly doesn't matter.
No. I know you guys are gonna be like, you know what? Now I need to get another TV and punch the TV. Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry. I don't like saying the JC word, and it slips. You know. I'm not acting weird. I'm being reserved because it's broken, Amber.
Which is weird for you.
It turns on, but there's like no picture.
You know, it's really weird how her natural self is vulgar and feral and just without manners. But let a man enter the picture, suddenly she's reserved. I don't really call it reserved, just her acting like she's got some sense. So it's not like Chantal doesn't know how to behave. She knows how to behave. She knows what manners are. She just doesn't want to naturally use them. Unless there's a man around that she wants to impress or she's afraid she might make them angry. Suddenly the social graces come out. Oh, I don't want to curse and I don't want to act badly. But the moment she figures out that they're okay with her behavior, like she's got some wiggle room, that feralness comes all the way out.
It was on the nightstand, like, and I guess moving it to sweep, and I felt bad. Offered to pay for it, but I said no. I say the R word.
You
I said
were
it like
the one
once,
who knocked it
twice.
over? You monster.
No, it wasn't me.
Didn't you say you were moving it to sweep?
No, he was.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm not telling them because they're going to think it's stolen or something. But...
Oh, a couple of interesting tidbits during this time period while she lived with Pete's. So for those who do not know, Pete's is not just her roommate, but Pete's is someone that she's known since high school. Like, she's dated him in high school. And then later on they became roommates, and then she's like, well, what are we doing here? And they got into a relationship, and he is actually her ex-fiance. Then she cheated on Pete with BB, got with BB. While she was with BB, she was still accepting money from Pete's. And then when BB had enough, because she cheated on BB also and kicked her out, she went running to Pete's because Pete's had the good job, the money, and the credit. So Pete's put his name on the lease, and Chantal paid the rent and the bills. But during this time period, when she was interested in Natter, she actually had the audacity to bring Natter over to the house with, you know, her and Pete's past relationship. Yep, she did that. And often talked about her escapades with Natter, like lewd details in front of Pete's. Also, and this is the real one right here. Even though Pete's name was on the lease, he's the one on the deed. Chantal told Pete he couldn't have women over. He couldn't have women friends to bring over to hang out if she was too jealous. So imagine that. Your name is on the lease. The other person, yeah, they're paying the bills, but their name is not on the lease, and they're telling you who you can have in the house. At the same time, they're bringing people over to the house. Imagine that. The audacity.
Stupid. This is why I'm not talking right now, because you're acting weird. I know what you guys mean. I know what you guys mean. Like I said, I have a lot on my mind. Number one, that I don't really want to talk about right now because I don't know. Don't know what's going on with stuff in my life. Yeah, the TV in my room, that's why I brought, like, you know, I don't watch it. So I'm not scared. That's right, Kira. That's exactly it. I'm watching what I say because in case, you know.
She's like just getting to know a guy, and she's already trying to tailor herself to what she thinks Natter wants. This is just weird behavior to me. You're not even sure of this person, and you're already trying to tailor yourself to what you think they want just so they will accept you.
Oh, I can't eat anymore, honestly. I hate this. I don't like this. I might stop taking the Ozempic, honestly. I don't like feeling sick. I don't like not eating. Like, I didn't eat a single thing yesterday. Not a single thing.
Gee, I wonder why. I don't think it had anything to do with the Ozempic because, ma'am, I don't think Ozempic would make your pupils blasted like they are right now. That looks like something else. It's making you not want to eat. And I think she was taken to Coca-Cola as a way to lose weight because Natter's past relationships and lovers were of a smaller size. So here we are in the beginning. She really doesn't know Natter, and she's already trying to tailor her personality to fit what she thinks he wants. Also, she's doing the Coca-Cola, again, to be accepted by him because he likes to party on stuff and trying to lose weight for him. Don't even know the guy.
Just dry heaving all day. At someone else's house, that's not good, you know. I felt bad today too. I didn't feel great. You know, he's like, you got to eat. You haven't eaten yesterday. Like, you know, and I was like, well, and he's like, what do you want? I'll go get you whatever you want. And I felt bad because he went and got me all kinds of, I said, I want fruit. He walked to freaking Giant Tiger, got all kinds of fruit. Like stuff to make like shrimp and scallops and stuff. And I'm just deleted the taco stream because I think I misjudged too soon. You know, like we got to talk about the situation that happened in depth, and it was completely a misunderstanding, like of communication. Because whenever somebody's not, their language is like their first language is not English, it's hard to. Do you know what I mean?
But she's contradicting herself here. First, she said they talk for hours. Now she's saying it's hard to communicate. Which is it?
In some ways, and yeah, he likes cats. I definitely notice it.
Yeah, that happened too. So again, Chantal, whenever she meets a guy, whatever he likes, she likes. Whatever he hates, she hates. Natter never liked her cats. So because he didn't have a love of animals or a love of pets, she started to really neglect her cats during this time period. Neglecting cleaning the environment that they lived in, neglecting to buy the proper food, making sure they always had food. She would often run out of food. The litter box is not being cleaned, not taking them to the vet. And then when she met up with Roman later on, and she had an interest in Roman, because Roman likes animals, suddenly she wanted to take BBJ to the vet after months and months of not doing it. So it's all about, what do you like? Then I like it too. She's a phony.
The weight loss,
Sorry,
for sure.
Sam. I think Sam was about to jump up on the sofa,
yeah,
but I was going to pet him at the same time, so I just bonked him on the head. Especially
during like intimate relations, the flexibility and the angling is more. Oh my God, I don't want to go in details, and here I am.
She's talking about these lewd details in front of Pete's. And I understand that if you were in a relationship with somebody years ago, it can develop into a deep friendship. You know, you can go from that level back down to friendship. But Pete's, he's always loved Chantal. He's always been devoted to Chantal. Chantal, for whatever reason, is his favorite person, to the point where even to this day, when he could tell all of her dirt and make all kinds of money on YouTube, he still won't open his mouth, even after cheating on him multiple times, ruining his credit, breaking his heart severely. He won't talk. And she's talking all these lewd details in front of Pete's, not even asking him, how do you feel? Like, is it okay if I talk about this? You know, she doesn't care. She doesn't care if she hurts him at all or makes him feel weird.
I can't help it. Peachy, spill the tea. The TV tea.
Sorry.
I'm sorry to leave you guys hanging. I know I said, you know, last time I talked what I said, but gave it another go and, you know, worked things out. Having a lot of fun.
There's no point in getting the TV back. It's broken, and she never used it.
You're talking to a brick wall. Don't even.
Yeah, that happened too. The more she was around Natter, the less tolerance that she had of Pete's. Because Chantal is that one that the moment she's got her eyes set on one guy, anybody behind her, like, that's a distraction. She has less tolerance to that person. So this little attitude she's given Pete's, it just got worse. He would walk in the room and she would like look at him like, when are you going to leave? She would roll her eyes at him. And this was also something that happened when she was with BB. In the beginning of her channel, she was very devoted to BB, but then it got to a point where him being around was an annoyance. And if you guys notice, that has happened with Salah. Remember when they got together initially, he would walk in the room and her face would light up. Now she hates it when he's around. Like, we saw many live streams where she was rolling her eyes and like acting all kinds of awkward. That's Chantal. If she likes you, She'll give you all the sunlight. But the moment something new comes along, she'll take it away. Like when it's your yesterday's news, she doesn't want to read that newspaper any longer.
It was sitting in her bedroom, completely unused. Like she hadn't turned it on at least in the past year that we've been living here.
Moving the table the TV was on to sweep around it. And I almost tipped it over too, so I believe that. It's not like full, it's just like a little crack, but for some reason.
Wait, if you were there, what do you mean why you believe it? Were you not there?
And I guess it just won't, like, it turns on, but there's no picture. That's, yeah. What happened? Why are people so concerned? I don't know, Marissa. Like, I don't know. I don't know, Mervez. So that's why I'm acting weird. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't know if he's watching, and I don't know. Anita the Fajita. I'm gonna blush now. Oh my god, because I don't want to talk, like I don't want to boast about what I'm doing, and then like they're watching, you know.
Don't let her fool you. She wants to boast. She wants to brag. She wants to talk. Chantal can't keep anything to herself. The only thing keeping her mouth shut right now is, I really like this guy, and if I tick him off, he might cut me off. That's the only thing keeping her mouth halfway shut.
You know? I think I don't want to talk about somebody that doesn't want to be talked about. So I have to discuss that before I can give deets, you know? No, nobody controls me and who I can talk to.
Well, he's controlling you right now and you barely know him. What do you mean nobody controls you? You're letting yourself be controlled right now. Right now. Like you're not cursing and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should say this. He's controlling you already.
Anyways, I'm not in a good mood, honestly. I'm just not feeling well. I don't really want to be on here right now. Yeah. I think I'm going to go for now. And I will see you guys probably when I'm feeling a bit better, honestly. I'm just not in the mood right now, honestly. I don't know. I can't be happy all the time, right? I'm not unhappy. I'm just not in the mood to be in front of 2,600 people the way I'm feeling and talking about something personal that.
And you know what's really sad? Like this was the era of Fraudy and Natter. So she's on camera and she's got more energy here just a couple of years ago. And she's saying, I don't want to be on camera because I don't feel well. And yet, look where we are now. Her being in Kuwait, she has almost no energy, none, yet she comes on camera. But during this time period, she had more energy.
You know, so I hope you understand. And I will, yeah, I guess I'll just go for now. I just wanted to check in. I didn't realize, like I said, I apologize. I didn't realize people were so worried about me.
Of course they're worried because you create this environment on your channel where, okay, Chantal, over the years, she's created an environment on her channel through her oversharing of things. This environment of, I don't look at you guys as viewers. I look at you as my close friends, because she said things on her channel that you would only tell a close friend or perhaps a counselor. She pulls people in close to her because she wants people to be addicted to her and never leave. So because of that ambiance, that environment that she's created, she's going off and she's gone for 2 days. People are worried, like a friend would be. Like, where are you? What's going on? She created that. She wanted that.
You know, thank you guys for tuning in and caring about me and everything. I'm okay. I'm just, like I said, I don't feel too well right now, like today. So.
And you guys this was part of a live stream. So you guys watched it. Does this look like somebody who is being abused or is in fear of their life or a victim of anything? Now, I do understand that when it comes to people who are abusive, sometimes in the beginning, they hide their true face. I acknowledge that. Sometimes you can meet a person, things are sweet, and then they completely turn around on you. But there's no fear in her. And this was how it was with Chantal. She would come on camera singing his praises over and over again, and then turn right around and say, I'm scared of him. He's got the black-eyed rage. He's quite scary. And then when people would get concerned and tell her not to go back, stay away, she never would. In my opinion, she's a fake, phony victim for views and for pay.
But maybe I'll be able to share more in the future and everything else.
And Natter, for his part, he reached a point with it all, knowing that Chantal was not going to keep her mouth shut. He just took the stance of, screw it. I'm kind of already on YouTube. She's already talking about me. I might as well make it worth my while. So he agreed to come on camera. He agreed to have a YouTube channel. She created the channel. She was probably delighted to do so because that meant more time spent with Natter for various reasons. And then everything that happened, happened. So for those who want to know, need to know about what happened during Crackhead Olympics, here's a brief glimpse at the beginning before it got really, really dark and disturbing and unsettling. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this retro react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here and have a good day. Bye.